When Margaret was giving birth to Mary and Samuel in the 1870s, less than 3% of children were born to unmarried mothers. Such women were often ostracized or driven from their community. But sometimes, if the family rallied round, a scandal could be avoided. Still, it was a rare and defiant woman who bore more than one child outside marriage. Graham and Nicola continued to search the register to see if Margaret had any other illegitimate children.
Oh, there's a Logan.
And
George.
that's George. And again, there's no father's name recorded
And
here.
no
Occupation. And that's 1876. It's strange. I mean,
because again, this is 4 years since she had that other child.
Yeah. And she's now had three children outside of marriage. We're presuming they will all be the children of Frederick.
Well, it's weird that the only whiff of Frederick is the first one.
It's the first one.
Was she stupid enough to have more children? You think 3 might have taught her a lesson. She might have found out how it was happening by then. Logan. Andrew in 78. It's amazing, isn't it?
There's 4, well...
Now, is this unusual?
This would be quite unusual, yes.
You know, you get away with one.
Normally find that...
Like, you could hide the bump and maybe go visit an aunt. But
yes.
4 kids over a space of 8 years.
Yeah, and she's living in the same place. And she's obviously involved in the community. So it is something presumably that's been accepted in the area or been accepted by her family.
It's amazing. You know, my great-great-grandmother, as far as we can see, had at least 4 children out of wedlock. Growing up in rural southern Ireland, where Catholicism was a greater influence, the things I found out today would have been scandalous. You know, Margaret would have been, either she'd have gone to stay with an aunt in Galway or something. You know, she'd have just disappeared for 9 months and come back with no baby because it was up for adoption, or she'd have gone to England and she'd have had an abortion. So, like I said, I'm sort of astonished, but equally kind of, you know, kind of chuffed really that they didn't behave like that, because they were obviously genuinely nice people. You know, a little bit easy, a little bit slutty, but nice. You know, in they took care of these kids, and there must have been a, you know, a really strong sense of community. I'm so glad now, because before I thought that my great-grandmother must have had a terrible wedding. 8 months pregnant in that big church in Ballymena. And now you realise she was the golden girl. She was getting married. And she didn't even have a baby yet. So Ireland's obviously a more complicated place than I thought. You know, like I thought up here in the north was very kind of black and white. That, you know, I suppose because of the religious bigotry and all of that, you just thought it was real kind of batten down the hatches and very hard line. And certainly that's my impression of it. And clearly that isn't what it was like. It was a far more ebb and flow religious community than I ever knew. When we came to visit, we couldn't park the car there because we had a southern registration. So we had to go to a Catholic area, park the car. And even just, I remember once, my father got lost. What I'm thinking about is, good, I'm not the first person to bring shame on the family. But in terms of unconventional living, you can't imagine it being the happiest day